All right, Lambo's World of Sports. It is a late night, by the way. We don't care what time it is because I'm still going to bring out guests at whatever time I feel like bringing out guests, okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, if you are a day one from Totem Pole, I brought the man, the myth, and the legend, Deer from Nonstop TV. I had him on two previous episodes back in December. All right. Go peep those out. I think they were great. But it's always a word called progress, rebuilding. All right. We're all not the same. Sometimes we grow big and sometimes we fall off. So it just comes down to those things. Uh, by the way, welcome back because it's been a long 9 months. I got it. I hadn't been on in a while either, but I've got the urge to come back. The stuff that we won't say on camera that I can't that I told you that we would not say on camera that I've already said because that was 8 months ago. But I'm
It
glad you
is.
I'm glad you're back. You did release a video. You are beefing with fans. Go ahead and explain that. And then you got a schedule, by the way. So you're going to go to certain games and create the beef. I like the one for Michigan and Ohio State last year as well.
That's the big one everybody's already gonna have in their mind, I'm sure, from what happened last year. But yeah, we dropped our first one of the series today, actually tonight at 7 p.m., 7:30 p.m. It's going pretty well, doing good. It wasn't the best crowd, honestly, because I mean you're a Notre Dame fan, Lambo. Your fan base is kind of chill. They're kind of like they don't really get mad. We noticed that pretty quick. They're all pretty cool people. Like it's hard to get them riled up. And we was in the heart of it. We was at your stadium. It wasn't easy. Like I ended up getting slapped, but it was hard to do. That was clip after clip after clip. Like it's not the same as going to like OSU Michigan where everybody's drunk and they just don't give a fuck. Notre Dame fans are respectful, and I actually kind of appreciate that. And just it was cool to get like a different feel for like a different fan base like that, and that's kind of what we're going to get going on our road trip. We got a bunch of big ones. OSU, Michigan, like you said. Tennessee, Georgia. I think that one might go nutty. Tennessee, Georgia. If they're both doing their thing at the right spot at the season, that's what we're hoping for. Same with Ohio State, Penn State. That's actually the next one coming up. The closest one is October, I think, October 21st, 25th. Ohio State, Penn State at Ohio State. That's going to go nutty, I'm sure, too. But we're even thinking of adding more games on. But it's going to be a crazy, crazy season. We just love this time of year and doing what we love, man. That's what we love to do.
Can I ask you, why do you let somebody slap the shit out of you? Me
Uh,
personally, I watched that video. I said, why the hell would I let somebody slap the shit out of me? Why personally, you being too nice of a guy, why the fuck would you let somebody slap you?
See, that's the thing. I am a nice guy. Sometimes, I let my tongue slip and I might say something that might rub someone the wrong way. And I can understand that, especially as a pranker, I'm enticing the people. I want a certain reaction sometimes. And if it comes to me naturally, I'm going to let it happen and I'm going to play with it. So when someone hits me physically, that just kind of snaps my mind like, oh, wait. Now I can really fuck with him. I'm not gonna touch him or anything, but now I can say whatever the fuck I want because he just physically assaulted me. I can do whatever I want now, pretty much at this point, and just content, even more content. And I'm a strong I may be skinny, but I'm strong as fuck mentally, and I can take these hits. I played football my whole life. I played baseball. I was sports. I was an athlete, so I can take these hits, and I know what I'm doing at the end of the day. So if the reaction happens, I'll never hit back. I'm not that kind of guy, and that's not what we're doing. We know what we're doing.
Man, I understand, but it comes to a point when you have to defend yourself, and I understand it's a video, I understand it's entertainment. But me being a black man, I don't let nobody just hit me like that. But like I said, you are a different breed. By the way, I want to tell you congratulations because you hit 23K subscribers.
Oh yeah,
Um,
bro.
from let's just say from January to now, a whole 8 month process. You're making great videos. Of course, I was always watching on with his uploads every time. You made some funny stuff. You did the prank videos with the Google Translate. You did the drinking bleach, Joan. I mean, you pulled your pants down in the grocery store. You
Party
did a
boy.
lot. You did a lot of funny things. You did a lot of good things. So what was the progress like between January and now? and I know you mentioned that y'all didn't really post content. Y'all fell off a little bit. I'll explain myself that we fell off total pole a little bit as well. And then also, y'all did have a podcast on Spotify called The Bake Sale that I did look at. I think it was a great start. Um, what happened? Like, did y'all just got busy, or did y'all lose a little bit of motivation? I mean, what was the the progress like? And now y'all like more motivated than ever.
So first off, I guess I'd say it wasn't even like a lack of motivation. It was more just complacency, and you get comfortable where you're at a certain spot. We had gained so many subscribers and so many views over a certain period of time, and we were just getting them off of literally a couple clips that really were going like the fake ID clip, the one where I got threw down at the Ohio State. That shit still to this day is getting thousands and thousands of views per day, per hour, whatever. And just to see the impact that, and I guess at a certain point we got complacent. We were like, we just didn't have the same motivation like when we were the same channel when we had 2,000 subscribers, which is going to happen. And I think it was an important lesson and a stepping stone for us to take. And like being complacent and seeing the drop off and being like, all right, we can't do nothing forever or for even a short amount of period, and our friends are going to notice. They're going to get mad. They're going to stop paying attention. And as a YouTube channel, you can't have that. You got to be on it every day. Not even, I mean, you can take a little break. Obviously, it's like cool, but you can't take a 3 month break. We took a 2-3 month break, and we saw the impact. And then I guess in the same way that break actually kind of brought back that motivation. We saw the drop off, and we were like, okay, now we're starting from almost scratch again. Let's get our views back up there. Let's do what we love, and let's push the envelope, and let's get even higher than we were because we know what we can do, and we're really pushing for that 100K, getting the plaque. That's the biggest thing for us, and then eventually hitting that milli because we know we have so much great ideas and so much shit. We just, like the complacency. You want to beat the complacency, and that's the biggest thing we're fighting. The podcast more of was we were doing it online, and personally, I think our podcast, if we were going to do it, I would like to do it in person, and that was a big thing for me. I'd like to do it, start fresh from in person. Spotify is great if we have that as another component of the live show on YouTube that we do, but I just wanted to make it a bigger thing, and I felt like it wasn't the time we were trying to push too much at once when we weren't even doing our pranks. And now that's the main focus right now. Get our pranks where they should be again, where we know that we want them to be and where we're having fun, and then we'll figure out the rest of the stuff along the way like we used to and getting back in our groove. That's the main thing. And I don't know. Every channel goes through this. I'm sure you got the same kind of stuff to say in a way.
Yeah, yes, I do. I'm not getting into why I was departure from Totem Pole from a while, but I felt like Totem Pole did get complacent. Like I said, from meeting you, from meeting you, and before that, I had him on the show twice. It got views, great. In 2 months from doing Totem Pole from October 3rd, 2022 to I think December 2nd, 2022. I hit 20K by just constantly posting content, busting my ass off. I hit 20K. Then we got to a point where we hit 50K. We hit 100K on Totem Pole, I think back in March or April.
Congrats on that, by the way. Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah, by this past year. Right now we're at 102K. I felt like we did get complacent as well. We did have Coach Old School, who is officially Coach Taylor, who had the championship coaches clinic. He brought all coaches from America. I mean, he got the coach from Virginia Tech. He got a coach from basically everywhere. So that was the podcast for a while. So it wasn't really a lot of content going back and forth and whatnot. It was basically just him. And then I magically appear and I come back on Totem Pole. And instead of being the Totem Pole podcast where it was just, three duos and whatnot, they gave me my own show. They said, just name it Lambo's World of Sports. I got my own show. Um, the process between June and maybe early August, September, I enjoyed making the content, but I feel like at the time it was stale. Not because I didn't have anybody, but it's just like I don't think anybody in particular wants to hear one person talk about sports for 30 minutes at a time. So in August, which is basically almost 2 months ago, I bring in a long friend of mine that I knew from elementary school to hop on the podcast. His name is Matt Pat. Um, I've known him for a long time. I begged him to come on my show when I first started this, but you know how it is with the rejection. Sometimes everybody's like, not
Well, you
saying
know,
that he didn't. Yeah, but I'm not saying he didn't believe in the vision. You know how everybody
yeah,
they say no, but then when you get the numbers, they like, yeah, you know what, you got the numbers. Let me hop on. I'm like, all right, but
everybody likes to say they're in until it gets to the time to actually be in.
yes, 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 yes. Now he's not like that. He's different. He's very smart in sports. So I made a business decision to have him on as the second duo of the show because I felt like um, we need some energy, we need some spark, we need another side of opinion. So I had him on for a month. He's already done a good portion of 50 videos, which is basically more than what everybody at Total Pole is doing right now. Then we got like 8 people that can't make content. Like I said, I
That's
can't
the
worry
biggest
about
thing.
them.
That's the biggest thing right there. If you got people who are willing to work and put out content, I mean, you gotta
Yeah,
keep those people and hold them dear because it's not easy to find people who are down to do that shit.
yeah. It's not even just that. But see, as part of YouTube, people don't understand the behind the scenes. Everybody think it's easy to make a YouTube channel. It's not. The
No,
only thing why we grew so fast is because sports is trending, and you talk about the correct stuff, it's going to trend. We just happen to be a sports show, and I happen to know about sports. I'm not going to talk about video games. I play video games a little bit when I get a chance, but that's not my
yeah.
specialty. My specialty is sports. Like I know a lot of stuff about sports, so that's why I grew up and blew up so fast. But nobody understands the behind the scenes stuff that you do. I think your cameraman Gabe does a great job. Your other boy does a great job as well. Like camera stuff, the behind the scenes, the mics. That's a long process. That's not something you wake up and just it take 5 minutes out your ass and all that stuff. Like y'all had a point where y'all used to put your phones like in your shirts and get audio. Like it's not a
That's
bad
it.
idea, but you had to grow and learn from that. So basically, my point in this, as from going back, I had to be able to change the game in Total Pole, and we're doing a great thing so far. And they presented me with Sideline Sports Network, who has basically 130K followers on Twitter that gave me this platform as well. So yeah, I'm being dead ass. Go look it up. Sideline Sports Network on Twitter. I'm being
Oh, yeah.
dead
Shout
serious.
them out, bro. Now I was looking that up. I've heard about it yet, but I'll check them out for sure. Sideline
Yeah,
Sports.
yeah. They gave that they like this. So this is presented by this. They gave me this platform, but
Hell yeah, bro.
not to brag, but just going forward, the behind the scenes stuff is very hard because everybody thinks making a YouTube channel is easy. Oh, all you do is just post the content. No, the description, especially with me making thumbnails before you hop on the show. I was making thumbnails for tomorrow. You probably seen a whole list of thumbnails that I'm going to talk about tomorrow as far as college football. Like that took me a good hour. Like description, what we're going to talk about, and between Monday and Tuesday, especially sports wise, talking about NFL and previews of college football going forward. That's at least 22 videos of content in 2 days, and that's not easy. That's something you have to be really really dedicated to, and especially with y'all prank channel. The pranks is not easy. Like y'all got to go in the right place, the right time. I mean, you got to make sure there's not a lot of cops
It's
around. I mean,
all meticulous as shit too. I have to. It's more of a. I have to sit there and form a comedy sketch. Not even a comedy. I have to put the video in a certain way to make it funny. And at certain times, it's really hard. I think I don't want to say prank content's the hardest at it. It's one of the hardest things to edit. You got to make it in a certain way that's enjoyable for the viewer. And it's like clip to clip to clip to clip, and you don't want to get it repetitive in a certain way. You want like to be every reaction to be kind of different in a sense, and like what you're saying different. I don't know. It's just a lot that, and sports content's also hard as shit to edit as well. Like we have a little sports channel we're not very consistent on. We used to be actually, but we know how hard it is to do sports stuff as well. It's just not an easy game, and people think editing is just real quick, let's just do this and then post. No,
no, that's
no,
not easy. No, 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 it's not
no,
easy.
the editing. If I wish it was that easy, because the editing is the longest part. Fuck a day or two, 3 days, 4 days sometimes of editing to make sure it's perfect, and then that's not even getting the little small clips out. I gotta add the little clips out. It's gonna take another couple of days, maybe a couple of hours. I mean, just such meticulous work, and you gotta be ready and willing to work. And I guess not give up. That's the biggest thing.
What is your biggest advice to somebody that wants to start a YouTube channel? And we all, like I said, we all went through that phase that we're not, that we fell off and we got complacent. What's the best advice you give to somebody right now that says, "Dear, I want to be like you. I want to start a YouTube channel. How do I become the best without worrying about numbers, comments, and just be consistent as much as possible?" Because you can't worry about comments and numbers. Like they just come. Like
Especially at the beginning.
I've been good to the point where I don't read the comments. Never have. But go ahead and answer the question.
So I want to say it's hard, especially at the beginning when you're starting small. Like it's hard not to pay attention to the views and shit because you're getting so little and stuff. I guess at the beginning, it's important to take appreciation and note of the small things that you gain, and just think about how you can build your own personality. At the beginning, we even kind of messed up. We were just kind of doing whatever. We were doing drinking reviews, all this stuff. I guess my biggest advice would be is just to stick with one thing, be yourself, figure out what works for you. Don't try to be another. Don't copy and be someone else exactly. Make everything kind of in how you would have any kind of conversation in a day-to-day world. I don't know. Anytime I'm pranking, I kind of try and I talk the same way I prank in a sense. Like I say some dumbass shit, but the way I'm able to say it so serious and stuff, just because I think of it like a day-to-day conversation, and I'm just saying some stupid ass shit, and we'll see what happens. Who knows? But I mean, that's just because that's what I've done my whole life, and like I said, that's being yourself. That's the biggest thing nowadays. The people who be themselves and do what they think is funny instead of just copying everybody from that. I mean, it's okay to copy. I'm not saying you can't copy, but when you copy someone, do it in a way you think is funny. Don't do the exact step-by-step video. Do it the same idea, but a different concept in how you would do the idea, if that makes sense. And it sounds stupid, but it's just it's weird to think about. I do everything and how I think about, and when I watch something, I do it in a way that I would actually do it, and not the way that I watch it happening. But I take the idea and take inspiration from the idea. And that's the biggest thing. Because it's hard to have original ideas. I guess that'd be a big thing too. Have original ideas. It's hard nowadays because everybody's done everything, especially in pranks. So the biggest thing is to just make it yourself, and that's number one for sure. That's my best advice. It's hard for me to give out advice like that because I'm not that smart.
He's not that smart, but I mean, hey, you're getting up there.
I
Tell
hope
us,
I am. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah, but tell us about your TikTok. Your TikTok and your Facebook has blown up. Barstool did share the fake ID, Jones. So you were blowing up there. I think they did also share the Michigan Ohio State as well. So how did you feel to get promoted, not promoted, but get shared content from Barstool?
I mean, it's nice to get the recognition. Honestly, when I first saw it, I was fucking like, "What the fuck what is happening right now? Like, this is insane." Barstool. Like, I've watched Barstool with Dave Portnoy pizza reviews. All this, I've watched it like growing up this entire time, and to get posted by them and their TikTok when they first posted it, because they posted it a couple of times now. That same clip, that fake ID clip is one of the most viral prank clips of all time. You can stamp that right now. I'm putting it on God. Every time that clip gets posted, it goes viral. And they've posted a couple times. The first time they posted it hit like 25, 26 mil on their TikTok, on the Barstool TikTok. Pretty sure it was their most viewed TikTok ever. I could be wrong about that. It's up there as one of their most viewed TikToks on their page. But it's just a good overall clip, and to have a clip like that is like almost universal. I don't want to say universal because that sounds kind of like I don't know. I'm kind of talking too much, but like a bunch of people have seen it at this point, and just everybody that has seen it has generally loved it and like said this is how pranks should be. To have a prank like that, that's kind of like why I got into it and just doing what I love. You know what I mean? So it was amazing to see. And in a sense, I almost wish it didn't happen because when I saw that, like I said, that kind of added to our complacency. Oh, we got posted by Barstool. We can chill out a little bit. You know what I mean? The fans are gonna. Nah, it's not gonna. I mean, you get posted thousands of times. Not like hundreds of thousands of times just to make sure people remember who you are. And then, yeah, so I mean, I love it. And then again, there's negatives to everything. So
All right, though we're gonna get a little bit of some sports real quick. Now the first thing I want to talk about is your Bengals. How do you feel about the Bengals? Now they won tonight's game against a good Rams team. The Rams still don't have Cooper Cup. They struggle on the road. Matt Stafford did throw 2 picks. Your defense did a great job. Um, Joe Burrow,
yeah.
Joe Burrow still has a calf injury. Luckily, he didn't re-injure it. Um, I still think the Bengals do have a shot at winning the AFC North despite the Ravens losing to the Colts. Um, how confident are you in the Bengals getting back to the AFC Championship game?
Let me just say this. I guess it all, and this is a big if. It depends on Burrow's health. If Burrow, if I know Burrow's going to play the rest of the year, granted, he's going to be, 75, 80% because of the calf. I'm sure it's not going to ever get to 100%. He's going to be kind of hurt the rest of the year. As long as I know he's going to be there, though, we are going to the AFC Championship, maybe the Super Bowl. I don't give a shit. We have not been negative with Burrow ever. We go 0-2 every year. I was expecting this. You can ask anybody that knows me. I said, yeah, we're probably going to go 0-2 again. That's what we do. We start slow without the injury. I mean, that's just on top of it. And that's why I'm saying everything kind of pegs on how Burrow is and how hurt that calf really is. I'm not sure anybody else really is because they've been keeping it quiet. But he looked all right tonight. He looked rusty, like someone who hasn't practiced in a minute. He missed a lot of throws, even though we won. Well, T honestly was pissing me off. If you want me to be honest, T Higgins, Mr. Drop his fucking catches tonight. I thought he was playing for a contract. I'm not seeing it at all. I am not seeing it. And at this point, we are not keeping him. T, you better get your shit together. But we won, and I still love T Higgins. I think we should hand the ball off to Mixon more. I've always believed in that. Mixon is a top tier running back, and when we give him the ball, he shines, and we saw that tonight. Our defense is elite. I think they're a top 10 defense. And that's my honest opinion on that. If our offense can get their shit together, we are a top 5. This is the best team we've had. Our defense is the best it's been in the last. We lost Jesse Bates, we lost Von Bell, and no one's talking about how our defense is better than last year. It's different.
You did lose Eli Apple too. He replaced
Crap.
Jalen.
I don't even want to hear that. We got this is whatever. Eli was whatever. Eli Apple.
I'm just saying he replacing Jalen Ramsey over there with the Miami Dolphins, and he'll be out for a while. How did you feel about that game against the Broncos? The fact that you let grown men put up 70 points right up your ass. 70 points. The Miami Dolphins scored 70 points against the Broncos. The final score was 70-20. All right. Tua looks good. He looks in MVP shape. Sean Payton did say either last year or before he got a head coaching job, Tua wouldn't have a starting job in the NFL. So how do you feel about the Miami Dolphins? Are you sold on them making a playoff run?
See, this is where I'm going to come off a little biased. Because the Bengals beat the Dolphins last year with Tua, and we were one of the teams that fucked him up. That was not on purpose, by the way. He just got hurt because we're a physical team. That's just what happens against the Bengals. I mean, it's AFC North football, baby. But I'm not worried about the Dolphins. They were not going to beat the Bengals if Burrow's there. Tua, I'm worried might not make it to the end of the season. If he makes it to the end of the season, they're dangerous. That's what I'll say. I don't know if he's going to make it the whole year. I hope he does. Pray to God no injuries happen because you never want to see injuries. I think Tua's I don't want to say Drew Brees. He reminds me of Drew Brees just because of how, I don't know. It's so effortless. It's just a nice, I don't know. He's got the 2 good receivers, Waddle, Hill. I like their offense. They're a good team. They're dangerous. I love their coach, too. One of the best coaches in the league. He's funny as shit. I just don't know. I'm going to have to see a little bit more. I am kind of sold, but like I said, I don't think they're beating the Bengals in a playoff game. I don't know if they're beating the Chiefs. And those are the 2 teams you got to beat, so we'll see.
Who's the worst team in NFL? Is it the Broncos or is it the Bears?
See, I might sound a little bit stupid on this one. I don't think the Broncos are that bad. Their offense actually looks better than last year. No one's really saying that. Their offense was so bad last year with Haggett, and you're seeing the offensive improvements with Sean Payton for sure, but the defense is looking weirdly bad because the defense is elite. Usually, has been the last couple of years, and they had the same talent. I'm not sure what's going on. I think did they bring in a different defensive coordinator? Is it Vance Joseph they brought in? Is that new?
I thought Vance Jones. It might be Vance Jones. I think he may come back. Might be him. I know Vic Fangio been gone.
You know,
He
I
wasn't a
think
good coach.
I think it might be Vance on their defense because he used to be a coach for the Bengals, and that's why I'm familiar with him. He's not the worst, but he's not the best either. He's a Sean Payton favorite, I'm pretty sure. But their defense, I mean, to give up 70,
Yeah, it is
I
Vance Jones.
mean,
You're right.
that's pretty much all you got to say. You gave up. That's a historic number. I don't know if you saw the press conference. Sean Payton wasn't too happy, and I'm not surprised.
Well, eventually Sean Payton kept him after giving up 70 points. I've said earlier on today's show of Lambo's World of Sports that if you give up 70 points, you don't deserve Gatorade, you don't deserve water. You give all that food and all that perks that you have, give your whole paycheck, forfeit your paycheck, give it to the employees that work there. Because there's no goddamn way you give up 70 points to grown men. That's a Madden score right there. 70 to 20. That is like some rage right there. So the
College football
Broncos,
shit.
yes, that is some college football. So that I mean that's just embarrassing. But as of right now, who do you think is the best? Name me your five best quarterbacks in the NFL right now.
5 best in the NFL.
Yes, and it's up in the air because some of these guys struggle.
Yeah, I'm not gonna hold recency bias over some of these guys. I'm still going Mahomes one. I think it's an obvious pick. Obviously, he's got the rings. He's got the Chiefs are still a top dog until they get dethroned. That's how I look at it. So Mahomes is gonna be number one until someone takes that crown. I can't give Burrow number two, even though I know he's number two because of how he's played this year. But I'm gonna blame the injury. So I'm gonna give two to Jalen Hurts just
Mm.
because I think the Eagles are going to be there again, close, and I think the NFC's crap. So like it's going to be the Eagles and the Niners. As weird as it is to say the Niners, with Brock Purdy's surprising me. Brock Purdy might be a top 10, top 15 quarterback. I'm not sure. We'll see how the rest of the season goes. I'd rather have him than Kirk Cousins, if that's my honest opinion. I think 3 at quarterback. I mean, it's such a weird year with quarterbacks. I feel like I almost wanted to say Rodgers if he didn't get beat his ass up. I was banking on that Rodgers year. Oh crap! I don't know. 2 is my 3 right now, just because of what he's done and how the Dolphins are playing. I gotta go him at number 3. 4, I'll go Burrow. That's bias right there. I'm keeping him in the top 5. I don't care what anybody says. He's gonna figure it out as long as he keeps getting healthier and nothing gets worse. Chase, 140 plus yards tonight. Finally, thank you Jesus. That's coming more. But and at 5, I'll go Josh Allen. Got to stick with him in the build. I still think they're an elite team, but I don't. Obviously they can't beat us, but they're still a good team, and that's my number 5 spot, Josh Allen.
That's a good list, but you forget Lamar Jackson. You forgot Lamar Jackson in the top five. Lamar Jackson not in the top five.
You know I'm a Bengals fan, right?
I know that, but I mean you got to put some respect on some Lamar Jackson now.
I love Lamar, and guess what? I got him on my fantasy team. I got him on my fantasy team. I know what kind of player he is. I just don't trust the Ravens. They get hurt every year, and they're doing it again.
That's true. That's true.
And in the playoffs, Lamar is 1-3. Okay, and I'm a facts guy. He's 1-3 in the playoffs. He's got 1 playoff win. That's what I know.
You're right. You're right. I should have thought of that consideration.
The Ravens, they're cool. They cool regular season threat. That's cool. But like in the playoffs, I gotta see it still, and that's how I feel about the Ravens.
All right. Second to last question. Are you sold on the Pittsburgh Steelers? Because I think Kenny Pickett is complete ass.
Hey, one of my best friends is from Pittsburgh. He actually played football in college. He's a huge Pittsburgh Steelers fan, and he hates Kenny Pickett right now. He's a big love-hate relationship. He looked nice last game, I will say, man. A couple of nice passes. That one dot he made in the end zone, it looked nice. I think he's young. You want my honest opinion. I don't know. I mean, he's not the worst. I think he's better than Mac Jones. If that's a good thing.
Fuck out of here. He ain't better than Mac Jones.
What has Mac Jones done? You're a Patriots fan. You're a Patriots fan.
No. It's not. No. It's not that. I'm gonna correct you. You can't have a special teams coordinator and a defensive coordinator calling offensive plays. That just doesn't work. We didn't have an offensive coordinator last year. Now we got an offensive coordinator back.
You guys are all in sorts. Now you finally got your offensive coordinator. I actually liked what you guys did against the Eagles. You guys look like a tough team. I didn't see what you
We
guys did.
improved
You did.
offensively,
You
but we
did. You
can't
did.
win games because we turn the ball over. That's why
I'm
we
not the
lose.
biggest Mac Jones fan. I think you guys need to. I mean, you might as well tank.
Well, Mac Jones give us a better chance to win than Billy Zappi and Will Greer and Malik Cunningham. He
Hey,
gives us the best chance to get to the playoffs.
I'm a big Malik Cunningham guy. I know I'm a preseason bias, but he was dogging, and I think he's young. Why not build in someone who's an athlete? That's kind of the quarterbacks who thrive nowadays. He didn't look bad. I don't know. I mean, it's not like Mac is amazing. I don't know. Malik, I like.
He's not. But I mean, the reason why the Patriots is still legit is because that defense. That defense is very legit. All right.
No one's ever questioning the defense every year.
You sure about that?
That's what
You
Bill
sure you're
does.
not questioning the defense?
The Bill always has a good defense. I'm never questioning the Patriots defense.
Well, they can't stop the run. That's why they lost to Miami. Miami was held to 24 points in week 2, and then they go to the Chargers and hang up 36. Then they go to the Broncos and held 70. So, and Tyreek Hill didn't get no 200-yard receiving against the Bill Belichick defense either. He didn't get no 200-yard receiving. He only had like 60.
Bill's one of the best defensive coordinators in the league. I still give him that. But going back to the question, I think the Steelers are going to be positive just because of Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin's a top 3 head coach, top 2 head coach in the league for me. So they'll be above 500, and the AFC North is the best division of football. So it's what we do. The Browns will be the worst team in the division.
Don't lose them twice now.
It don't matter. We can lose.
Lose them twice.
We can lose them twice. We'll still be better. I promise you.
Oh,
I'm knocking on wood right now, but I mean it's gonna happen.
Oh Lord, you better hope so. Last question: how do you feel about Cowboy fans? How do you feel about those Cowboy fans? And is Dak Prescott the real deal?
What's funny is I actually like Dak. I think like if I'd be happy with Dak if I was a fan. You know what I mean? Like, if he was my quarterback. Obviously, I like Burrow more than Dak, so I wouldn't take Dak over Burrow. But if going from Dalton, if I went from Dalton to Dak, I would have been ecstatic. I think Dak's a good quarterback. He's like a B+, A- quarterback. I don't know what their Cowboys' problem is. I know Trayvon Diggs towards ACL. That's going to screw them up for the rest of the year. That was a big loss for them. Still have an elite defense, though. As long as their offense can be okay, hopefully they can win a playoff game. I just don't trust them. It's kind of the same situation with the Ravens. It's a great regular season team. You know, the Cowboys are going to be good at a regular season, just like the Ravens will. But you don't know what they're going to do in the playoffs. I don't know. That's kind of how I feel about them.
Are the Cowboys going to win the Super Bowl?
Hell no. My NFC dark horse is the Detroit Lions, and my dad's a Detroit fan, so I got some bias towards there as well. But the Lions are looking nice, and I think they got the roster to do it. I think my gut feeling and my want as a fan is Bengals Lions Super Bowl. That's what I want to see.
Oh Lord. Can you make another Super Bowl prediction that the one that's like somewhat realistic? I think the Bengals have a chance to maybe get a Super Bowl.
Here in 5 weeks. You're gonna be saying if the Bengals.
I'm not be saying the Bengals and the Lions win no damn Super Bowl. You gotta be
here in 5 weeks if Burrow is healthy and the Bengals are looking good. I know the
Bengals have a chance.
I know the Lions will be looking good.
The Super Bowl.
The Lions win this game on Thursday against the Packers. They're gonna be
okay. I agree. I agree with that.
Looking nice. 3-1. 5 weeks from now, they're gonna be maybe 2-3 losses. The Lions are gonna be nice.
They gonna beat so they gonna be in the Super Bowl. They gonna be better than the 49ers.
They could beat the Eagles. They could beat the Niners. They got better quarterback.
What?
They got better quarterback than the Niners. They got better quarterback than the Niners. You want to debate me on that?
Oh no!
You think Jared Goff isn't better than Brock Purdy?
He's better, but did you see the 49ers defense? The 49ers defense has everybody. Hello?
That's cool, but in the playoffs, I mean, Jared Goff's been to
have better weapons.
Jared Goff,
Debo Samuel. You have Brandon Ayuk.
You got well. I guess you got Debo Ayuk.
You got CMC. You got George Kittle. Stop playing with me. Come on now.
I like the Lions' defensive front though. Hutchinson and all them boys.
I guess the 49ers best offensive line in the NFL with Trent Williams. Are you kidding me?
All right, who guards St. Brown on the Niners?
Who guarding him? Jimmy Ward, the cornerback.
That's hilarious.
I mean, what did
Who guarded Jameer Gibbs?
who guarded? I mean, what he got to run the ball. I mean, Nick Bosa gonna be all over
Who
that.
guarded Laporte? The Lions are looking nice. You waiting 5 weeks, you're gonna be saying, all
Okay,
right,
look,
you
I
was right
believe
about
that the
that.
Lions
You
will
was
be
right about that.
nice. I believe that, but they're not going
Goff,
to. They're not
Goff's
going to
been
the
to
Super Bowl.
Goff's been to a Super Bowl. He knows how to get there. That's what I'm
That's
saying.
the Rams. They
No,
lost to the Patriots.
I told you it's my dark horse team. It's early in the year. It's my dark horse team. The Lions,
You don't have a better prediction than the Lions.
Niners are my better. That's my honest prediction. But
Niners, Niners and Bengals in the Super Bowl, possibly.
that's what I was. I don't want that though. I want Bengals Lions. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Bengals Niners is not good history. We've lost twice to them in the Super Bowl. I don't want to see that.
I get the history, but that's something when you smoke weed and you just dream about it. You go ahead and dream about that. But I'm telling you something. The Lions do have a chance to win the NFC North.
The Lions are the best team in the NFC North. You agree with me on that?
Yes, but they're not going to the Super Bowl. They're not going to the Super
They
Bowl.
won in a playoff game.
Maybe if they play the Cowboys, I hope they beat the Cowboys. But they're not. If they play the Cowboys, I hope they beat them. But they're not beating the 49ers.
The Lions, they win their division, and they're probably, let's just say they're the 3 seed. They play a 6 seed. Who you got 6 seed NFC 6 7 seed?
Either the Commanders or the Giants.
You don't think the Lions are beating the Commanders or the Giants first round?
Yes, they will. They'll beat them.
Exactly.
Not the Commanders. Wait. Not the Commanders though. The Commanders do have a better offense than the Giants.
The Commanders would be a good fight. I still think the Lions win that close game though. They're more complete team. The Commanders don't have a quarterback. They're gonna shrink in the playoffs.
Sam Howell is better than Taylor Heineke.
Sam Howell, but he ain't better than Jared Goff.
I didn't say he's better than Jared Goff. I said
you think the rookie's gonna outdo Jared Goff in the playoffs?
He's not a rookie. He's not a rookie.
Howell's a rookie?
No, he's his second year. He went to U. Yes, second year. He's not a rookie. He played last year.
Where?
He played last year with the Commanders when they replaced Taylor Heineke. He played against the Dallas Cowboys.
You might be right about that. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm right about that. Stop playing with me.
All I know is he ain't that good. All I know is he ain't that good. Jared Goff.
Oh. Okay, so before we end it, so you saying you got all these Jared Goff hype. How many quarterbacks is Jared Goff better than?
15. He probably 15.
15?
15.
Okay, name 15 quarterbacks that are better than Jared Goff.
That are worse than him or better?
You said 15. I said name 15.
I'm saying 15. Jared Goff's about the 15th best quarterback in the league. That's what I'm
saying. 15. Okay. So 14 quarterbacks. Name the 14 quarterbacks that are better than Jared Goff.
I mean, Joe Burrow, Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. He might even be higher if you're asking me to pinpoint it like that.
I may put him at 10.
Based off the Tua's going to be up there, but I mean, like Tua based off this year, because Jared's got more.
Yeah, that Tua thing is tough because he got hurt 3 times last year. So that part is tough. You do that.
When I see Jared Goff, I'm looking at the experience. He's been to a Super Bowl. He was under McVay as a good coach. He's with Dan Campbell. I just like the Lions coach. I mean, if they win a game in the playoffs, you get the Lions to win a game, and you got Dan Campbell coaching y'all. You're not telling me right now he's getting that team fucking hype, and they don't have a chance to go to the Super Bowl?
No, they have a chance to win one playoff game. They will beat the Dallas Cowboys.
I think they beat the Commanders, the Cowboys, the Giants. They have a chance against the
Eagles. Stop.
The Niners will be tough. The Niners will be tough. That's the toughest team. I'm not high on the Eagles. Y'all look nice against the Eagles.
Well, I mean, I don't know if we have any chance.
I'm not saying you guys are bad, but I'm just saying I don't know how good the Eagles are. I mean,
the Eagles don't have a good defense.
That's what I'm saying. And the Lions have a good offense. So
but I mean, it's not the end of the year yet, so we'll find out. Like I said, they lost a defensive
3 weeks in. 3 weeks in. Like I was saying, this is a dark horse prediction. I'm just talking out my ass.
I know you talking out your ass. That's embarrassing. But this is it for Lambo's Water Sports. Dear, I'd like to say thank you for coming on the show once again. I will bring you back on as always. Like I said, Peep here. This is all Dear social media. Is almost Dear on every social media. Like I said, you want to follow him on Facebook. It's Connor McCloskey. I don't even want to say his government name on here because Dear is the best name in America. But yeah, follow Nonstop TV. They did release a video earlier tonight. Like I said, it's getting up there. They're getting back, but they will release a video every week. Check out Nonstop TV, all right, on YouTube. Just type in Nonstop TV. It's not hard. It's one of the best prank channels in America. They'll do better things. They'll do great things. And like I said, check the schedule. Check Deer's Instagram as far as the tour they're going to, because like I said, the beefing with fans is only going to get better. And for the fans, please hope when Deer gets smacked in the face, hopefully he smacks him back, because I won't let anybody slap me in the face. But that is it for
Happen one
Lamb's
day.
Yeah, I hope so. But that'll be it for Lambert's Water Sports. I will bring him back on soon. Like I said, he thinks the Lions are going to the Super Bowl. I don't think so. But we will wait 8 weeks down the road, and we will figure this out. So, Totem Pole Nation, it's 2 a.m. on Tuesday. We'll be catching you later on. Goodbye. Peace out. For tomorrow, stay tuned for tomorrow's episode of Lambert's Water Sports, because we will be recapping Monday night games and all of college football. And I think Colorado may have a chance to beat USC.